a brewing storm. By 1773, the American colonies were on the edge of rebellion. Years of oppressive taxes and regulations had strained their loyalty to the British Crown. The Tea Act, which granted the British East India Company a monopoly on tea sales, was the latest in a series of unjust laws, and it would soon ignite one of the most audacious acts of defiance in American history. The Tea Act of 1773 was designed to bail out the struggling East India Company by allowing it to sell surplus tea directly to the colonies at a reduced price. But the colonists saw through the ruse. This was not just about tea, it was about principle. Accepting the tea meant accepting Parliament's right to tax them without representation. The Sons of Liberty, a group of determined patriots, knew that they had to act. As the ships arrived in Boston Harbor, the pressure mounted. Colonial leaders, backed by an increasingly angry populace, demanded that the tea be sent back to Britain, untaxed and unsold. But the British governor, Thomas Hutchinson, refused, insisting that the tea be unloaded, the tax collected, and British authority upheld. On the night of December 16, 1773, thousands of Bostonians packed the Old South Meeting House to hear the latest on the tea crisis. After hours of debate, Samuel Adams gave the signal that it was time to act. In the cold, dark night, a group of patriots, many disguised as Mohawk Indians, marched towards the harbor, determined to make a bold statement. In the dead of night, the patriots boarded the ships and set about their task. With methodical precision, they hoisted 342 chests of tea from the holds and dumped them into the harbor. No theft, no violence, only the deliberate destruction of the symbol of British oppression. By dawn, the waters of Boston Harbor were stained brown with tea, the air heavy with the scent of rebellion. The morning light revealed the full extent of the patriots' defiance. The British officials were outraged, their authority openly flouted. But for the colonists, this was a victory, a statement that they would not be cowed by unjust laws and taxation. The Boston Tea Party became a rallying cry, echoing through the colonies and across the Atlantic. The British response was swift and severe. The intolerable acts were imposed, punishing Boston and tightening the Crown's grip on the colonies. But rather than quelling the spirit of rebellion, these harsh measures only strengthened it. The Boston Tea Party had lit the fuse of revolution, a fuse that would soon ignite into full-scale war. End credits roll. We mutually agreed to desist from the use of tea until the duty imposed upon it should be repealed. A firm resolution that we should not submit to be taxed by the British Parliament. The film concludes with the sound of waves gently lapping against the harbor, a symbolic reminder of the moment when a simple act of defiance set the colonies on the path to independence.